You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Lips and Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Lips and Ads. Go to lipsandads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com.
This is the Washington Times front page for Thursday, May 16th, 2024. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. The government's top intelligence official told the Senate Intelligence Committee that the U.S. has never been better prepared to address election threats from Iran and Russia. Brian Lovelace Reports Director of National Intelligence Avril Haines told the committee that Russia represents the most active foreign threat to our elections, even as threats multiply from new technological tools and a potentially growing pool of adversaries. Iranian efforts to undermine the U.S. political debate are becoming increasingly aggressive, Haines said, noting repeated attempts to undermine public confidence and stoke discord. House lawmakers looking to restore congressional oversight over the District of Columbia have passed a bill that would give Congress more control over Washington's public safety. Matt Delaney reports the D.C. Crimes Act passed the House on a 225-181 bipartisan vote, with 18 Democrats voting for passage. The proposed legislation, introduced by Florida Republican Byron Donalds, would strip D.C. of the authority to determine its sentencing guidelines and remove some protections for young offenders that city leaders have written into the criminal code. Donald said the D.C. Council's recent history of soft-on-crime legislation laid the groundwork for a citywide crime wave last year. The bill faces long odds in the Democratic-controlled Senate. Provisional federal estimates show the number of Americans dying from drug overdoses fell last year for the first time since 2018. Sean Salai reports the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that drug overdose deaths declined by 3% from 2022 to 2023 to 107,500 Americans. The count increased from 2018 to 2019 and surged from 2020 to 2022 as people stayed home during COVID-19 shutdowns. Deaths from synthetic opioids such as fentanyl decreased year over year by 2%, and fatal overdoses from natural or semi-synthetic drugs such as morphine dropped by 16%. President Biden has taken charge of the presidential debate schedule by publicly challenging former President Trump to a televised debate at CNN studios in June. Susan Ferricchio reports Trump quickly accepted the CNN invitation and agreed to the president's proposed second debate in September, which ABC News will moderate. Boasting a polling lead in battleground states, Trump had been goading Biden to agree to a debate anytime, anywhere. Democrats hope the debate plans put to rest speculation that Biden is not up for the rigors of a televised clash with Trump. National politics reporter Seth McLaughlin offers his analysis of the now finalized U.S. Senate matchup between Republican Larry Hogan and Democrat Angela Alsobrooks in Maryland. Hogan showed political magic in his two victories as Maryland's governor, but could struggle to pull off a repeat as he tries to become the first Republican since 1980 to win a Senate seat in the state. Seeking to become the state's first black senator, Prince George's County Executive Alsobrooks has never before run a statewide campaign. That makes the battle-tested Hogan her toughest possible draw for the general election. And finally, politicians are making clear during National Police Week that the days of defund the police are firmly in the past. Carrie Pickett reports Democrats specifically are embracing more police and decrying the recruiting crisis at many departments nationwide. On Capitol Hill, House lawmakers have rushed to pass bills to make it easier for localities to spend federal money to hire police and study anti-police violence. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.